Welcome to the 2025 Deck Awards. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Mand, and today I am doing a VR or video response to, I'll make sure to tag her channel below. It's Tarot for Tired People, and the wonderful Cara Tarot tagged me in this, and this is the 2025 Deck Awards. And this was such a fun tag to watch. I'm still making my way through Cara's video as I'm recording this, but I knew I had to take part straight away. So thank you so much, Cara, for tagging me in this. I think I was going to do it anyway, but you know, it's always so nice to be tagged in videos, so I do appreciate it. Thanks a million. And if you're new here, hi, as I said, I am Mand. I cover all things tarot and oracle card related, finding glimmers in everyday life and finding magic in the mundane. So if that is your jam, then hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you part of the family. And without further ado, let's get into the 2025 Deck Awards. So, most witchy deck. So think of this as a best fantasy. And I think if you're here long enough, you're going to know what deck I've picked, because I've talked about this like a bazillion and one times already, and I'm going to talk about it a bazillion and 1+1 more times. The Hedge Witch Tarot. Of course, I was going to show this. So this is a Llewellyn publication, and these are the creators. Oh my gosh, this is like the best fantasy. If they ever did a movie and this was the art style, I would watch this. Like, I would honestly have the best time watching this. This is such a fantastic fantasy deck. If you're looking for that witchy meets fantasy, them romantasy books. I love the way the seasons are depicted in this. I love the way the people are depicted in this. I love everything about this deck. And the guidebook is amazing. So this would be the deck that I would award most witchy deck. Oh, yeah, and Frankie agrees. Frankie agrees that this is the most witchy deck of 2025. Number 2 is a debut deck of the year. So think of this as the best new artist or directorial debut. And I had to think about this, and this is just personally my opinion. I feel like this is kind of a new artist to me because it's not something that I have in my own collection, and it is the Ukiyo Tarot, so A Journey into the Floating World. And this is a Los Scarabeo publication. Oh my goodness me. The artwork in this is phenomenal. We have the Two of Cups here. But look at that artwork. I just love it. I suppose you could fit this under the kind of fantasy one as well, but I really like this. It kind of has a slight anime feel. Now, I'm not into anime, so I wouldn't have much knowledge on it, but I just loved the art on this. It's so different to my usual decks. I suppose you just wouldn't think that a deck like this would be in my collection, and yet, look at that, High Priestess. I love it. I love it, and I'm looking forward to 2026 to take more time with this. It's just, you could get lost in it. Best cinematography. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. So that's prompt number 3. So think of this as a best cinematography in film. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, so I do apologize. And excuse me, I swear this flu is literally hanging on. I'm like, please go away. So the one that I picked is the Lubanco Tarot. And I feel like if this was on the big screen, I mean, the pictures alone, the artwork alone on this is just phenomenal. I mean, honestly, I've shown this like several times. It is so shadowy, but like in the best way, and provocative and sensual and like real deep within the subconscious mind, into the dream world. It's like it's of another planet, but also this one, right? I think if you understand what I'm saying, you get it. And if you don't, you're probably like, man, I have no idea. And I can appreciate that. That's totally fine. But I definitely feel this would be the one that would win. I mean, could you imagine seeing that on the big screen? Oh my goodness. And I just love the depths that these cards go to. It's just so uniquely its own. Yeah, and even Frankie agrees. Best illustration. So think of this as the best animated film, or feature, sorry. And of course I was going to mention The Wicked Moon. And I just love this. I suppose I'm taking a standpoint. I feel like I'm missing a card here. I am. From literally best animated, more so than anything else, like an animation. And again, if this was made into a movie or a series even, I would watch that. I would watch that. No problem. I love the way we follow a character, and each season has their own characters that we follow throughout, and how it tells like an entire story, and how the major then blends in with the minor, and it's just so encapturing and inner childness, but in an aspect of where it's like very healing. So even as an adult, you can approach it, you know, maybe if you find inner child work hard or difficult to face, or maybe you find it maybe a little bit on the childish side. Okay, so some people might not like to do the inner child work, I should say, sorry. That this might be a really nice deck to take that approach, because it's not too cutesy, because there's little oddities throughout as well. And again, I think I said in my last video, or our last video, that this is very cozy gamer style as well. So if you like cozy games, which I do, then this is perfect. Most poetic deck. So think of this as the best screenplay. And that one kind of caught me, because I was like, oh, okay, so what's my most poetic deck? I've quite a lot. They all like to speak in their own way. And I picked the Phantasma Tarot by Paulina Faye. Now, I'm not 100% sure this one actually came out this year, but it still wins an award with me this year. Let me just check. Or was it like last year this came out, I think? Oh my god, 2021. I'm way behind. I am way behind. Okay, but it still wins the award this year. Also, actually, while I have the guidebook out, like, this guidebook is really good for small but mighty. It's as they say here in Ireland, like, it's deadly. It's amazing. But this deck, now, I think most of you know at this stage, like, I wouldn't be a huge Paulina Faye deck collector, right? It's not that I don't love them. I do. I love admiring them from afar, and when others show them and talk about them, I'm like, oh my god, they're so mystical and wonderful and they're beautiful. And then I'm like, nah, but they're not really for me. I remember even showing Jamie, and he's like, no, that wouldn't be really a deck you'd go for. But I got a voucher for my birthday, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm going to see. It was like for a really good price as well. And as deck collectors, we know if a deck is a good price, it's just, you know, it's nearly illegal to like not buy it. That's what I would say. So, oh, by the way, I literally just made that up. But, you know, it feels like it should be illegal that you don't buy it when it's such a good price. This deck, oh my goodness me, it has its own way of speaking, which, looking at it, I find it, again, for some decks, I find it very hard to actually explain how it speaks, because it just speaks to your intuition, that you just get that knowing. And I know a lot of people don't approach the cards like that, so they take a more practical, logical approach to it, and I admire that too. I am very much a Pisces, so I take very much that intuitive practice to it, and I tend to veer off my own way as well. But this just, like, I mean, even if you fan them out, I mean, they just blend, and it's like a collection of poems, and I'm not one for poems, but I would read these ones. Shadow deck of the year. So think of this as the best drama series, and I chose the Earth and Bone Oracle. Now, this one didn't come out this year. I'm nearly sure of that as well. I'm not even going to try and guess the year because I was way off with Phantasma. But this one, oh my goodness me, was so kindly gifted to me. And I used it kind of in the later stages of the year. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love the bone element of this, right? I love the skeletons and the kind of the way that this oracle approaches shadow work. It's confronting, but it's not overwhelming, because if you've done shadow work, which I would highly recommend everybody do shadow work because it's very, very important, but it does it in a way that you don't feel like everything is absolutely collapsing around you, because shadow work can feel very uprooting and a lot of upheaval with it, whereas this kind of takes an approach where it's a little bit more digestible. And them blues. Oh. Underrated deck of the year. So think of this as Critics' Choice / special jury mention. Alchemy of the Spirit Oracle. I really have not seen many people talk about this. I haven't even seen it like on Instagram or anything like that, on TarotTube, YouTube, whatever may be the case. I haven't seen it. Very few channels have mentioned this deck, which is baffling to me because it's a mass market. It's very easily accessible. The card stock is amazing. The card size are fantastic if you have small hands. Even if you have large hands, you're going to find this even easier to work with. But if you have small hands like myself and you find shuffling a little bit challenging sometimes, especially with the bigger cards and a stiffer card stock, it can be difficult. This is amazing. I'm surprised not more have picked this up, to be honest, because it's so bright, it's so colourful. I mean, I love our little companion, who I call Ghost. The creator, Christina, has given it a name, but she hasn't said what the name was, that we're allowed to kind of name it ourselves. So I thought that was really, really nice. And this is just beautiful, and it brings up so much emotions. I even got emotional talking about it the last time. But as you can see, I'm really loving the pale pinks, blues, purples, oranges, the pastels. Best collector deck, and think of this as a lifetime achievement award. I had to choose Tarotbot because I won this from Hans giveaway, and I'm actually I'm getting emotional now actually talking about this, because I was blown away at the fact, because I do enter plenty of giveaways. I don't really win a whole pile of them. I've won quite a few, but very, very seldom, actually. Never really have I ever won a deck. So to have won this is this sits prized as one of my prize decks up on my bookcase behind me here in my sacred space, and this deck will mean more to me than I don't even know. It means the absolute world to me, and I love this deck. I've worked with it, and there's also little oracle cards that I've shuffled it into this, and this is such a special deck. So while it may not be like maybe a collector's item or an out of print or anything like that, I'm not sure. I'm not really 100% sure, to be honest. But to me, this is a collector's item in the aspect it is just, I suppose, yeah, a lifetime achievement. Yeah, I was just, I suppose, because Hannah's my friend, and I'm just, you know, as you do, you're trying to boost their posts and stuff like that, and create engagement, and you enter anyway, thinking, Yara, that's pure Irish, Yara, I'll enter, but sure, feck it. And yeah, this was amazing. And it's so unusual, and I love the little tower or the little robots. It's just so sci-fi, and I'm not one for sci-fi, I'll be honest, but this is just too darn cute. I mean, honestly, it's just adorable, and it's like it's a cartoon version in one sense of my Starman Tarot. I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of my Starman Tarot. So yeah, I love it so much. Okay, and then the next prompt, number 9, is Kickstarter of the year. So think of this as the best breakthrough production. And I don't have any Kickstarter decks, so I'll let it up to you to leave it in the comments below what you think would be a manned deck that had I gotten a Kickstarter. What would it be? Let me know. So we're going to go on to the Prestige Awards, and it is the best mass market deck. So think of this as the People's Choice Award. And of course, I want to make a mention that the Hedge Witch was definitely absolutely there, but you'll see why. But I picked the Verdance Tarot as the deck, the best mass market. So I suppose you could say this is nearly second, kind of, not really. This is beautiful, and yes, it's still in order before you even say it, and yes, I still chose it because I'm picking it because of the artwork. Like, how could this not win? It's truly stunning. And I love the way the animals, and just, I don't even know what you call this art style. It's so beautiful and like nearly fairy tale like, but dream like. And I love the way it's a little pippy, but it's not. There's still depictions, but there's symbolisms. This is just, I had to mention it. I had to pick it, not even mention it. I had to pick it for this because it's just like a lot of thought and effort went into these images. So yeah, definitely best mass market of the year. Best indie deck. So think of this as the best independent feature. Of course I was going to mention Circe. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am so incredibly proud of Liz and what she achieved, and the love and the thought and the effort that has gone into this deck is phenomenal. I love the art style. I adore this deck. I got it for Christmas last year. I mean, I opened that and I worked with it for like the whole month of January. I eventually had to tell myself, you need to put this away, but I loved every minute of it. And I've used it throughout the year, but this just, again, it's another prized possession within my collection. It's 210,000% safe. Like, oh, and I love that kind of Danielle Noel feel, the celestial, dreamlike, akashic. It's just beautiful. And last but certainly not least, on our 2020 Deck Awards show, we'll call it a little show today, the deck of the year, think of this as best picture, as the Hedge Witch. It was just one of these decks that definitely kind of surpassed every other deck out there. I have to give it deck of the year because I have loved on this from the minute it has arrived in my hands to now. I have loved every aspect and element of this deck. I mean, it is really the deck of 2025 for me. If I had to pick one deck that really stood out, it'd either be the Circe or the Hedge Witch Tarot. 200% hands down. I won't show you the cards again because I know you've seen them already, but this hands down has been the deck of the year for me. So, my loves, thank you so much for joining us for the 2025 Deck Awards, and I hope you enjoyed my awards, the decks that I chose for the awards, and I look forward to seeing more once I get the time to sit down and enjoy them. But as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and remember, stay magical, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.